Okay, so I got it out the housing, and this is what we got here. Let me get a little closer. See the 4 prongs here. These 4 prongs right here that you see are what's most prone to loosening up and breaking. And that's what I'm going to right there resolder, just these 4 points. I'm not going to resolder the ones over here. You know, it looks like online someone tried resoldering it. They did a crap job. Though I don't know much about resoldering, I know what a crap job looks like. And it looks like they might have not used good solder or whatever. So I'm going to go ahead and use some solder wick. Some solder wick is for solder mistakes. It soaks up the old solder, you know, and I got some, got a solder iron and some 60-40 solder right here, and I already looked at the leads coming back over here. I'll try to let you see it on my ohm meter. You know, I got it. And then show you my set. I got it set to a little horseshoe or 2000 whatever. You know, I don't even know how to use an ohm meter. I mean a multimeter. Just learned this morning watching YouTube stuff. But let me see if I can get this hue better. Yeah. And I just wanted to show you guys that you saw earlier that I wasn't getting anything out of those. The probe, and there you go. You see it moving. And these are from the leads that I'm saying I'm going to resolder. And the other ones in the back that I say I'm not going to resolder. You can see they're moving too. They're working pretty good. So I think I'm going to leave those alone, even though they suggest you resolder everything. Since I don't know exactly what I'm doing, I'm just going to leave those ones alone and resolder the ones that I know are definitely not connecting. I wasn't going to record this part because I need 2 hands, but I already got the solder, the crap solder off that was on there, and it was a crap job. You want to make sure you get online and research how to do the solder part. You know, when you get in here, I use solder wick. I ordered the other solder. 2 ways you can take it off with solder wick and this other thing, like a pump thing. But I didn't get that. And all you do is first thing you want to do is heat up the lead. Just touch it just like this. Let me see if I can get it closer. It's not focusing very well right now. You just touch the lead like that. Still can't quite see. One moment. A little more light. Touch the lead like that. Still not focusing. But you can imagine that little silver thing, you're just touching the top of it. Wait until it gets hot, and if you use the solder wick, when it looks like it's turning liquid, touch it to the solder wick right there, and it'll suck it up a little bit. You can't quite see it, but it's silver, a little bit silver looking on the end, and when it turned liquid, that solder wick sucked it right up. And I just kept on doing that until I got all the old wick, all the old solder off of that. Now the same way I took it off, I'm gonna touch the lead right there and wait till it gets really hot. Once it gets hot enough, I'm gonna go get my solder and I'm gonna touch it around bottom a little bit, and I'm not gonna touch it to the solder iron, just to the lead, and let it melt around the way it be nice and hot. I think the guy who did it last time, or what I can see, the person who was messing with it last time, had some cold solder, so that's probably why it wasn't having too much connectivity. Okay, I'm finally done. It took me a while to get that solder back on there. Man, this was my first time soldering, and I had a real difficult time doing it, to be honest. Getting used to it, just melt and solidify so fast. It just, I guess you just gotta have a touch for it. You gotta, have to work. And they're big balls. It's not too pretty, but I think the connections are all good. I'm about to test them out right now. Okay, let's test those readings again that we got from last time. And I think I got the ohm meter in a better place so you can see what's going on. Uh-oh, we got some movement. Check the other ones. So it looked like the resistor, the resistance is popping up. It looked like it's good. I guess it's good. We're gonna see when I stick it back on the bike. But I'm gonna put this stuff back together, and I'm not gonna show any of the putting back together because I showed that when I was earlier. So if you want to say, I'll get back with the last part if it actually works. I say the hardest part about this was the soldering, because putting the heat on it turns into little liquid balls, and then it just turns solid right there. And that threw me off a little bit, but I got them on there, and the connections are good. And I got to put it back together and put it on the bike. Oh, down a little bit. There we go. Yeah, so. So to get you a little better look at it. And it's hard working with a little phone camera, but it's the best you're going to get. And if I forgot to mention, these are kind of nuts and bolts I got. There's the one with the little plastic thing in the middle, and 632. Same for the screws. The screws are 632 X and 1/2. So I got these from Home Depot. It wasn't too hard to get. And I'm put these back on in the spots I didn't even have any nuts on there, and put those back in place. Okay, got the actuator back on, pretty much no problem. I still got the paper clip in the back, that's so I can see the code. And I'm gonna turn the bike on, see what we get. Oh, I guess I look at the butterflies first, see if they're cycling now. Let me turn it on. I still gotta. You saw before that it wasn't doing that. It wasn't closing or opening at all. Let's see our codes. Okay, so we got the dash was that is for the position sensor. When it's in the middle, that means you're good. Up or down means it's a little off. You got C00, that means it's clear, ain't got no codes no more. That means it's all good. So I'm gonna finish putting this bike back together. I'm gonna take it for a run and a little test run, and see if my problems are fixed. Like I said before, the RPMs weren't getting above 8 and 9 in some gears. And, I couldn't go faster than 80, 90 miles an hour, but the speedometer wasn't right either. So I'm going to go ahead and take it for a test drive, and I'm going to get back with you guys and tell you if everything's running smooth now. Well, I'm all done. Everything went smooth. The bike revving how it's supposed to rev, driving how it's supposed to drive. I hope you guys can find this useful, because I've been scouring the internet, looking here and there, at forums, and there's some good information on the forums. But it's always good to get a visual, or, kind of know how it goes visually. And since I got so much from YouTube and the internet, I figure I'd give back and I make this video. So if you having this problem, you know, like I said, I got a Gsxr 600, 2004 model, and I fixed it. It didn't take long, and it didn't cost much. I know they were saying online that a lot of the times you take it to the dealer, they'll tell you to get a new throttle body, and they're not going to say the actuator by itself. And I'd say before you go and buy a new actuator, especially if you're going to, you know, put it on yourself, take the one you have apart, do those tests. You know, with the multimeter, even though I don't know how to use a multimeter very well, just look online and figure it out and solve the problem yourself. It's a lot cheaper. So, and yeah. So